Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be comparing all the three snipers and I'm going to tell you which one I think is best. So we're going to be looking into the Pelington 703, the LW3-Tundra and the M82. We're also going to go through which attachments are best on each gun. Just before we get started here guys, if you can hit that like and subscribe button and turn the notifications on and you'll see more content like this quite regularly. So let's get right into it. So we're going to go first of all into what I think is the best gun. Now this by no means it's the easiest gun, in fact quite the opposite. What I think is the worst gun is probably the easiest one to use, and what I think is the best gun is the hardest one to use. So it probably makes sense to actually work your way up to this gun just to sort of get your aim in and things like that if you're fairly new to sniping. So without further ado, here it is, the Pelington 703. The reason I feel like this is the best gun is because it's the most mobile and has the best ADS. On top of that, you know, its skill level is a little bit higher than the other two, as its drop-off range is quite considerably higher than something like the 50 cal or the M83, whatever it's called in this game. One thing you will find from this gun, you don't actually get as many hit markers as you might expect. It's not trash like some of the snipers in Warzone or Modern Warfare. It's actually quite a good rounded sniper and you're not really going to hit many of those hit marks. To be honest, 9 times out of 10, as long as you're a half decent sniper, you're going to get the kill anyway, so you don't really need to worry too much about getting those hit markers. But yeah, it's simply put quite the best, but we'll move on to the build now on it. Moving on to the class itself, I actually use perk grid so I can get flat jacket, forward intel, quartermaster, scavenger and cold-blooded and ghost. Moving on to the attachments, I go with the sound moderator, the 25-inch reinforced heavy, and then I go with the steady aim laser for those no scopes essentially, 7-round mag, and then also speed tape to help with the ADS. Now bear in mind this is a sort of pre-level 20 build, so as we sort of get further in with the gun leveling, you know, we are going to look at getting better bits and pieces, but for now this is what we're going to be looking at. Now let's move on to what I feel is the worst sniper in the game. That's going to be the M83 or the Barrett 50 cal, whatever you want to call it. Now the reason I feel like it's the worst sniper, it's just too slow and sluggish. The ADS is pretty awful as well. You're not going to be able to get around that map so quickly, unlike the other two where you are. It's just simply put too slow for my liking. Now some of the benefits to it, its drop off is barely noticeable. To be honest, you could be shooting cross map on even some of the larger maps and you're not actually going to notice that drop off, or barely anyway, unlike the other two where if you're shooting from one side of Armada to the other, you are going to notice a bit of drop off, and it is barely there with the Barrett 50 cal for this gun, but again it's just not that notable. The rate of fire is so insane that you can pull off some nice kill feeds in that sense, but ultimately I just feel like its mobility really sort of lets it down. Now let's move on to the class and the attachments itself. What we're looking in terms of class here is pretty similar to the last one, the Pelington's one, exactly the same perks, etc. I am currently using the stabilizer as I haven't unlocked the sound moderator for the Barrett 50 cal yet. On top of that, I'm currently using the 22.2 extended, as again I haven't unlocked this one here, the 22.6 combat recon. For the body we're going to be using the steady aim laser. Now for the underbarrel we're actually going to be going with the front grip, slightly different to the last one because it's got such big recoil and you can actually fire quite rapidly. You are going to need that, and again we're also going to be taking the speed tape as well to assist with that ADS. Now let's move on to the LW3-Tundra. This I feel is a bit of a jack of all trades gun. It's not quite as rangy as the M82, nor is it quite as quick and mobile as the Pelington, but that really makes it a good jack of all trades, and to be honest I think it's a really good gun to pick up with if you're wanting to skip out that Barrett 50 cal or the M82. Sorry, I keep calling it the Barrett 50 cal, it's just what I know it as from previous iterations of the game. However, look, it's a really good gun, this LW3-Tundra, and again when I started playing the game it was actually initially my favourite, sort of when I was sort of finding my sort of eye, but since I've actually got better with the sniper in Cold War, I feel like the Pelington is just definitely the way to go. So now let's move on to sort of the class and attachments for the LW3-Tundra. Again, class setup we're going to be pretty much going exactly the same. It's worth noting as well, I do have a similar class for all these snipers with a rocket launcher attached to it instead of the shotgun. That's just obviously take out kill streaks, etc. But now let's move on to the actual weapon attachments itself. So for the actual class itself, we're going to be going with similar to the rest of them in terms of perk grid and all the additional perks. For the attachments, it's going to be very similar to the Pelington. We're going to go with the sound moderator, We're going to be going with the 29.1 inch combat recon. Until you unlock this one, go with the 28.2 extended. And then for the body itself, we're going to be going with the steady aim laser. That's again to assist with the no scoping. The magazine, we're going to be going with the 7-round mag to give you that extra ammo and it doesn't hinder much else. And then we're going to be going with speed tape. Well guys, thanks for watching this one. I know I usually aim to get things done in 5 minutes or less. However, I've just found that pretty difficult due to the scale of this video covering 3 different guns in one. So I think I've done it quite well to sort of do it in this time period actually. Before you guys go, if you can hit that like and subscribe button and turn the notifications on, you'll see plenty more content like this. I've also done my first YouTube shorts. That's actually done really well, surprisingly. It's actually my most viewed video of all time, so you can check those out as well. I'm going to be doing various different shorts going forwards as well. But yeah, thanks for watching guys and see you next time.